Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do your What's Cracking for Wednesday, Wednesday the 19th of December. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. It's been such a beautiful journey and I've really enjoyed it, and I love getting your messages and I love doing the readings for you. If you are interested in a reading, you can go to the weekly videos. All my details are below those. The only, I suppose, sort of complicated thing, it's not really complicated, but it's just if you're overseas, finding the timing. So when you do write to me, make sure you let me know where you are so I can have a look at options for what times we can talk together. Oh, Queen of Pentacles dropping out there. Okay. I don't think there's much else to talk about. We'll just get straight into the reading this morning. Okay, Eight of Wands coming in here. Something coming in very quickly here. I'm going to have a peek at the card behind. Four of Swords. This is sort of gets the reputation of being an internet card. So for me, it's something coming over the internet. Sometimes it can talk about arrows of love. So it could be a message coming either through the internet, it could be a text in regard to some sort of love message. The thing is, I have the Four of Swords behind that. So the Four of Swords is sort of a card of taking time out to meditate. So I don't know what this message is going to do, but that sort of says to me that you might be taken aback by the message. Might be a bit in your face. Okay, so the first card we've got out here is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords talks about a brand new start, one of clarity and truth, but a new start in your life. Sometimes this is moving forward after you've learned something that's changed how you think about things. Okay, and then we have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords, that's interesting, isn't it? So the Two of Swords talks of a decision to make. The moon behind her tells me she doesn't have all the information, but she's covering her heart and she's refusing to make this decision. She doesn't want to make this decision because she knows it's going to hurt to do that. Sometimes the swords talk about delivering a truth. Sometimes they are about cutting things out of your life that no longer serve you. But this decision is too much for this woman to bear. Okay, it has to do with something that is loved. Somebody you're in love with. This is a brand new start as well, but it's a start of love here. But it looks like in order to move forward on this, you've got to tell a truth here. You've got to tell a truth or cut someone out. Okay, then we have the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess is about your intuition. She's a woman who knows things. She can be, I was going to say unable to tell the truth, but it's not actually unable. She can keep secrets to herself, but she knows in her gut. This is more about you using that part of you to disclose something to someone. You know in your intuition here, something's right. Something's right. Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is about being patient and waiting for things to grow in their own time. Oh, and then we have the Magician. And the Magician talks about manifesting something. It talks about you being in the place at the moment to manifest something good for yourself. And then we have the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups can talk about a person who is quite maybe emotionally cold, but certainly emotionally reserved. The reason he's like this is because he's learned to temper his emotions. He still has them, but he sometimes comes over as being a bit cold. Can be Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio here. Okay, and then we have the High Priest. Wow, a very different reading. The High Priest, the Hierophant, talks about structure and stability. It's about religion. Sometimes it can talk about marriage, making a commitment. I can see what some of you are doing here. Okay, and then we have the Emperor. So the Emperor is the man who, you know, has achieved everything. He's a master of his field. He's the top of his game. He can sometimes be a little controlling or a little bit more, or wanting to be in control a little bit more. But he's achieved what he needs to achieve in life. So let's have a quick look to how we got the Eight of Wands up front. Something coming in quickly. Some sort of message of truth coming in quickly here. The thing is, I think because of this message of truth, you have to make some sort of decision here. And it might mean cutting somebody out. Now, the Love card comes up next. I feel like you know this in your intuition. Something has to be done or said here to move you forward on your path. The universe is saying to you, you have manifested this. You need to wait till it grows now. Could possibly be with a water sign or someone who may be a little bit cold towards you, or maybe a little bit cold to deal with. But again, could be one of the water signs. I feel like this person wants some sort of structure and stability with you here. The Emperor can talk about, you know, the other part of your twin flame journey as well, the male counterpart. But it feels like to me you have to make some sort of decision in moving forward here. You know in your intuition it's the right thing to do. Something you've manifested. It feels like to me like you've waited for something to come in, but maybe it's not what you wanted. Maybe it's not exactly as you saw it coming in, because there's some truth here. So maybe you manifested something in thinking it was what you want, and now you've decided it's not the type of thing you want. You know in your intuition it's not right for you. Because there's some sort of decision here to move forward or to cut it out. And you want to move forward here with this Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. But for some unknown reason, you're reluctant to do that. Even though this person is offering you some stability, it's like you're making the decision not to move forward. Something doesn't sit right with this situation. Something is not right. It looks right. The person's saying all the right things. It looks right, but you've got this feeling in your gut that it's not correct. So what you've manifested has come to you, but perhaps not in the shape or form that you wanted it. So maybe this Ace of Swords, Two of Swords means that you have to cut it off in order for it to grow the way it needs to grow, to return to you. Because you have this power to have what you want here. So it may have been that you've manifested something that hasn't come through the way you wanted it to. And in order for it to change into what you want to do, you've got to cut it off. That's what it looks like to me. The person seems the right person, I have no doubt. But they're just not giving you what you want here. They're not giving you what you want. And I feel like it's, you know, finally coming after some time of waiting. But they're not giving you what you want here. Yeah, because look at you. Okay, Nine of Wands. Putting up boundaries, protecting yourself here. So it could be that you met someone that you really liked. You could have met them across the internet. You could have thought that they were the one. You wanted to have a brand new start with them. You felt like you'd manifested them. You were excited about who they were. They seemed to come forward with this sort of, you know, very perfect for you sort of image here. But I'm feeling like they haven't presented the way you wanted them to, or they haven't turned out to be the person you wanted them to be. And the thing is here, it almost feels like you know that they're right for you, but they haven't come through the way you want it. So you're having to cut them out to move on for a brand new start here. But I don't think this is the end of it. It's almost like you have to do this to get this. You have to cut someone out of love, out of knowing that they're not ready at the moment. They're not ready to receive because you're being all protective here. Very interesting reading. I feel like for some of you, you thought like they were the brand new start. They were your dream come true. You've got love here for them. But when I feel the rest of the energy, it's almost like, nope, not the right person. So it could have been somebody's come through, but they're not interested in a long-term relationship, and you've fallen in love with them and they're not interested in a full-time relationship. So you can't be with them if that's the case. I remember somebody saying to me once, you know, that they were totally in love with somebody who wanted a baby, and the person didn't want to have children because he'd already got a family and he wasn't interested in raising another child. So he broke the relationship off. And I thought that must have been so hard for someone. But he said that she needed to have the opportunity to have children, and it wasn't with him. That's the sort of feeling I get here with this reading. Like this person's just not in the right place. Okay, that's interesting. So you've got talk about your feelings. Tell a friend how you feel. So talking about your feelings. So maybe you need to tell this person that you and they want different things, and cut them off in order for them to realise that they want the same as you. Because it looks like, when I look at these cards here, I think, no, it looks like the right person. This all looks like the right person, but they're just not offering you what you want at the moment. Have a great day, everyone.